Charming Chuck on debut, and Big Time Chip, the outside's the favourite, so we'll look there first. Round comes the bunny, set to go race 1, Nancy Cabane, Distance Day. Just about there, and racing, and away on the outside, Big Time Chip's got away fairly well. Very slow to go was Stefano. Big Time Chip's trying to cross. Charming Chuck gets there first from Big Time Chip, and driving through the inside, Noble Power. They get away 3 lengths on Stefano, who's making up a big ground. Then Narahoy, followed back by Vinnie Doon. Through on the inside of that, then we've got Coyote Court. You can't beat it, and Backyard Queen. Down they come, driving hard. Charming Chuck on debut. Charming Chuck from Noble Power. Third over was Big Time Chip, had its chance. They'd be followed across by Coyote Courtier. Narahoy behind them, then with Backyard Queen and Vinnie Doon and Tefano in a funny old race. It was slow, it made a spurt, and it's dropped out. Charming Chuck on debut, 6, the green rug. Just watch the 3 there, goes down on its nose. We'll get a look at that in the head on. Big Time Chip driving up and around the outside, but Charming Chuck beat it there, and Noble Power through on the inside. And Tefano's making good ground at this point as they swing the corner, and then it just may have got tapped there by the 5. In the straight, Charming Chuck showing good fight here and drive to the line. Noble Power's got a nice race on debut. Around comes the bunny, set to break in a race 2, just about there. And racing, Under Milkwood, the inside's away fairly well. Trying to burst between runners is George, and getting past that would have been 10-11 to take up the lead, and it skies away by 3 on George, and Under Milkwood gets under that. They'd be followed around the corner then by Home Brewer trying to get into the race. Behind those to Botany Dave, and then further back we've got Time for What, and Dodgy Pockets is a long way back. 10-11 in front, George comes after it now, but too late. 10-11 is in for the birthday boy Nathan Udy. From George 2nd, Home Brewer 3rd, and Under Milkwood perhaps disappointing 4th, then Botany Dave and Time for What, and further back we had Dodgy Pockets and Chelsea's Babe. Funny I should say hit or miss George, and then he goes and runs a place. Good win here for 10-11 for Nathan Udy, and Vic Markovsky drove hard for the lead. George tried to stay underneath, and he backed out of that. He backed out of it, didn't he? And Home Brewer copped a check there too. And Under Milkwood got through on the inside at that point. Just battled a bit late, Under Milkwood. I thought she might have done a little better from there. And a racing, Thrilling Halo's out well, and Snap to It's hopped out well, and trying to go with that was Yes He Will. Zamatis Lass on the inside. Poking up between runners then would have been High Caliber. Now he's handy enough. Katumba's out wide on the track. Thrill on the inside then. We've got Thrilling Halo up to the corner. And they fan pretty wide. Yes, he will's right down the outside now. And Snap to It's been well swallowed up, and going to the lead, Zamatis Lass will clear out and score. Zamatis Lass from Katumba 2nd. Thrill on the inside, Thrilling Halo, a nice job for 3rd. Not sure about 4th. Sydenham Opal was there. They'd be followed back in the field by High Caliber. Not sure what happened to him across the top. Homebush MB was well back. Snap to It dropped out of the race to be back towards the tail with Yes He Will. Had to be an upset. Who was it going to be? It's Zamatis Lass, and one of the least tried in the race here. Snap to It in front. Zamatis Lass giving chase on the inside. Coming to the corner, and just Zamatis Lass just caught Snap to It, and then Snap to It went out onto High Caliber, so that's what's happened to High Caliber there. And here down the outside is Katumba with a late dab, and Thrilling Halo was just sticking to its knitting through on the inside. Just about set. And racing, offensive is fairly slow today. Driving through the inside is Mighty Baxter to try and hold up early. Driving up the outside, Faza Man and Big Time Dasher and Paddy Baxter up in the party as well. as they come across the top. Offensive got a long way back now, and a couple getting badly checked. Farzaman and Paddy Bax has been checked right back to last as they come up towards the corner. Big Time Dash has gone out wide. Through on the inside is Mighty Baxter. Trying to come between the two is Attaboy Zeke, and further back then to Dipsy Lala. Down to the line, Mighty Baxter, an upset win. Has scored and lasted there from Big Time Dasher. They'd be followed across then by Attaboy Zeke. Then we had Dipsy Lala and Thrilling Cloud in a photo for fourth. The others were well scattered early. Paddy Baxter and Big Strife. Offensive would have beaten that in. And Farzaman, after being handy early, back at the tail. Gee, covers some ground, that Farzaman. The head-on shot will tell the story of this race. Mighty Baxter kicking hard the inside. Thought Big Time Dasher was going to run over the top. The one kept holding. It's head up, it's head down. 7 comes back at it, but I still think the one, Attaboy Zeke into third, gaps back the others, and it looks like Thrilling Cloud might have got that nod in for fourth over Dipsy Lala. Just keep an eye on the 4 here, Farzaman, as they get away. They're certainly well spread going into the first bend. Set to break. And racing, It's a Doll hops out quite nicely the inside. Bullet Tooth Tony goes with it early. That'd be followed then by pushing through Ashen Poodle and Genia Harker up and around the outside. That'd be followed through on the inside by Prefontaine. Coolier's got a long way back, Full of Talk, can't win, and Nook and Big Token the inside. Up to the corner, and Bullet Tooth Tony's in front. Scampering through after it now is Prefontaine. Here's It's a Doll balancing up right down the outside, then Coolier, but Bullet Tooth Tony is in. From It's a Doll, tight third, maybe Coolier grabbed Prefontaine, not too sure. Back and behind those runners, Ashen Poodle. Genia Harker was away on the outside, Full of Talk was never in commission, and Big Token back with it. Upsets keep rolling here with Bullet Tooth Tony. Hasn't won a sprint race since December, been a bit hit or miss. When he hits, and he did today. His win 3 starts back was in a New Zealand Racing Series hit over the 520 metres. It's a Doll out nicely with Bullet Tooth Tony. The outside, they shared up the pace and tucked up behind them. Ashen Poodle here coming to the corner. Genia Harker tried to get around the outside. Rails run for Prefontaine. Coolier very wide the corner. It's a Doll went very wide into the straight, and Bullet Tooth Tony took the opportunity to skip clear. There now, and racing, Jackson Town a fair break. Yalaffin's bolted to the lead again, and straight to the lead by 3 lengths here. Giving chase was Mighty Lower. They'll be followed through then by All the Rage and Jackson Town, then Thrilling Cairo, Excessive Speed, Homebush Rick, and last coming to the corner was Unix Luck. Into the straight comes Yalaffin, and hard to catch out by 4 to 5. Mighty Lower, All the Rage down the outside, then Thrilling Cairo, Jackson Town, but Yalaffin does it again. Is in nicely. From All the Rage, Thrilling Cairo may have nabbed third, with Jackson Town close up and Mighty Lower right in there as well. And they'd be followed well back in the race then by Homebush Rick and Excessive Speed and Unix Luck. Oh, you're laughing. If you're following this dog lately, you certainly will be doing that. And he's bolted to the front again here and just put the race beyond doubt, because when he's in front and on the lure, he can run some time. Mighty Lower giving chase early. Jackson Town the inside with Kennel made All the Rage right beside it. Then Thrilling Cairo, that got to the line well. Excessive Speed beside that. Unix Luck was never in the hunt today, and Homebush Rick took the short way home, but he'll be racing in Class 2 next time up. It's you're laughing well clear. The C2 final just about there. And racing, double tap, the insides jumped fairly well, and trying to drive up towards the lead there would have been Fireboy Baxter, and off and around the outside, Captain Osty sprints through with Lockett and Eddie coming around. Captain Osty to the lead now from Lockett and Eddie. They'd be followed through on the inside then by Fireboy Baxter. Kez is beside that as they swing in. Further back then we've got 10k down. Black Hennessy's a long way back. Captain Osty's holding. Lockett and Eddie has a lunge, gets him. Lockett and Eddie's beaten Captain Osty this week. Oh, they'd be followed over then by Fireboy Baxter, and 10k down was next in. They'd be followed back in the race by Black Hennessy, and Double Tap was well back with Addicted and Kez. Well, Captain Osti, no excuses here because it was in front of Lockett and Eddie. Drove up the centre. That was good effort because he was midfield away at best, Captain Osti. But when he was this far in front of Lockett and Eddie, thought he was probably safe. He certainly was last weekend. Behind them, Fireboy Baxter had made a good break today, and Kez leading the chase after the others with Addicted. Thrilling Brad has his nose to the grill, and round comes the bunny. They're set. And they race, and Thrilling Brad's out in the midfield. Ginger Power leads out early. Mr. Chino gets into his work, and Buddy broke his third early with then booming forward the outside Bornato. They'll be followed by Retaliate first back in the race. Little Tegan gets a lovely run through. There's something wrong with Thrilling Brad, and unfortunately our hot favourite, he's going to pull up at the back of the field. The dog ahead of him was Osti's Pursuit. Down the back straight they go, and we've got Ginger Power going up on the outside of Buddy Broke. They sheer up the pace then, Mr. Chino. Little Tegan the inside. Retaliate first back on the inside of Bornato, seems to be battling Osti's Pursuit behind them, and Thrilling Brat, he's in some distress at the tail of the field as they swing the corner. It's Ginger Power coming after him as Buddy Broke. Retaliate first down the outside, and Little Tegan the inside. Ginger Power for the Fahey scores and does it well by about 3 lengths of the line from Buddy Broke. Think Little Tegan just third then from Retaliate first, Mr. Chino. Osti's Pursuit behind that runner then. We had Bornato, and just looking for Thrilling Brat. Well, terrible to see Thrilling Brat in that fashion. Is with Karen Walsh now. He's run back to Karen Walsh, and she's picked him up not far ahead of the actual traps where they started at the 766 metre mark. And they're racing. Dalek Khan hops out not too badly on the inside. Darley Notty drives the lead, then off and around the outside at high speeds. Individual Lily to head off Darley Notty. Then we've got Miss Foxy Minx is followed back by Dalek Khan. They'll be followed through by Go Fern Go and Run Junior Run, and back to the other two, Smidged and Can't Be In It, Nork and Jukebox Boy. Up they come. In front is Individual Lily. Darley Notty's trying hard the inside, then Miss Foxy Minx, but Individual Lily wins again from Darley Notty. Then Miss Foxy Minx, Run Junior Run, Dalek Khan. And further back then we would have had Go Fern Go, Smidged and Jukebox Boy. He just keeps winning, Individual Lily. He's done it again in good style because Darlene Otti ran to the lead, and Individual Lily has run past him at a good rate of knots. Darlene Otti, when she worked to the lead, but all of a sudden quickly swallowed up by this dog who's just bounding through the grades. Dalek Khan behind them. That's it. And they race Donkey Deep away fairly well the inside, but blowing to the lead there would have been Chemically Free. Giving chase there would have been Fierce Star. A couple of links away then we would have had Sir Richie and Red Mover Hoover back behind that, then Daddy Low. Cosmic Fury's a long way from them, so's Explosive Osti, and Donkey Deep's now last. Up they come. Fierce Star the inside, Chemically Free the outside. Further back to Red Mover Hoover's running on, but Fierce Star gets underneath and scores from Chemically Free. Red Mover Hoover and Cosmic Fury was fourth. Then we had Daddy Low. Back behind those runners, Sir Richie. And then we had Explosive Osti and Donkey Deep. Into Class 5, and bang, Fierce Star. Goes really well on this track. Got a fastest winning time of 21:24, which is going to win him a few Class 5 races. Won't have run that today. Nice field, and round comes the bunny. Let's see how it goes. Power Mez is the favourite, set. Racing, Check the Mail's out nicely the inside. Going hard though and driving there to the lead was Dolly Peg. Check the Mail gives chase and that'd be followed over on the outside by a Power Mare's getting nice and handy. Back behind these runners then we would have had Big Time Tip well back with that as they race across the top. We've got Deceiver and also El Pinador Blue, and Curly's got well out of its ground today. Into the straight comes Dolly Peg and hard to catch. Trying to flatten out as Power Mare's. Check the Mail through on the inside and further back El Pinador, but Dolly Peg has seen it through from Check the Mail. Power Mare's El Pinador doing some good work late, further back to Blue and Curly. And just beside that then we had, thanks Charlie, Big Time Tip and Deceiver. Dolly Peg, 4 starts New Zealand, 2 wins, 2 minor placings. Run down in a Class 1 race here last week, then chased Blue and Curly on Friday night. Opened up a good lead here and didn't come back to them. Check the Mail just eating into that lead a wee bit over the concluding stages, but never a serious winning chance. And Power Mare's first up on the track, probably a pretty good run. El Pinador was doing some nice work at the end. Dolly Peg burnt them for speed here. Blue and Curly coming across on a couple, looking for the rail and getting back. They're now in racing and Mercenary's out with them here and bolting out nicely from the 5 would have been Laugh Like Santa. Mercenary accelerates up and the outside. Can it clear? Yes, it does. Going through after it would have been Corborn Bully. They'd be followed back by Laugh Like Santa in 3rd spot. Now Fastback King. Round the outside of that goes Nectar. They'd be followed back in the field then by Fastback King's drifted back. Crush Monkey's no chance and Nora's Space Race. Mercenary's well clear. Giving chase here is Corborn Bully going a big race. Battles on for 3rd. Mercenary wins. I think Corborn Bully just lasted for 2nd, tight 3rd, 4th, 5th. We've got Chevy Volt right there. Also we had out wide Nectar and a wee bit closer into Laugh Like Santa. They're all in photos, although they've thrown Nectar up. They'd be followed back in the field then. We had Fastback King. Crushed Monkey never in it today, and nor was Space Race.